In chapter 3164, Ainsley Gerard continues to wrestle with her feelings toward Duncan Lewis and her desire to secure a future for herself and her son. She argues that Duncan is a perfect match for her, noting his genuine affection for Liberty's son Sonny and his tolerance towards Liberty's past. She believes that Duncan, despite his physical disabilities, has the qualities she needs in a partner, including wealth, character, and a connection to her son. She justifies her feelings by highlighting his care for Sony, which she finds admirable and sees as a sign of his capacity for fatherhood. She compares herself to Liberty, who she sees as less capable and deserving of Duncan's love. She argues that Liberty, though a divorced woman with a son, has found a good man in Duncan, but she believes she herself is better suited to Duncan and more worthy of his affection. She believes that Duncan's leg injury is not a permanent obstacle, and that, with time and rehabilitation, he could regain his health. Fueled by a sense of competition and jealousy, she is determined to win Duncan's affections, believing that she has a chance to be with him now that he and Liberty have not formally married. Her mother in law strongly cautions against pursuing Duncan. She emphasizes that although Duncan has many admirable qualities, his relationship with Liberty and his disability make him an unsuitable choice for her. Mrs. Gerard points out that if Ainsley were to pursue Duncan, she would be viewed as a mistress, and that could damage her reputation and the reputation of the Gerard family. Additionally, Mrs. Gerard warns Ainsley about the powerful families involved, such as the York and the Stone Group, who might unite to suppress her actions if she were to openly compete for Duncan. Mr. Gerard echoes his wife's sentiments. He points out that Duncan's relationship with Liberty is solid, and that pursuing him would not only be morally questionable, but could also hurt the family's business. He reminds Ainsley that, as a widow, she would likely face even more judgment from people like Mrs. Lewis, who may see her as an unworthy match for Duncan. Despite her parents in law's warnings, she remains resolute. She believes that Liberty's absence from Willspoon, as she has gone to Jensburg to start her own company, presents a temporary window of opportunity for her. She decides to test Duncan's feelings for her in a subtle and strategic way. She plans to flirt with him and gauge his interest, all the while trying to avoid making her pursuit obvious. Her approach is calculated. She doesn't intend to openly pursue him, but rather to give him the impression that she is available and interested. If Duncan shows any signs of reciprocation, she is determined to make him choose her over Liberty. Her decision to take matters into her own hands reflects both her ambition and her sense of desperation. She is willing to navigate the complex social dynamics and potential consequences of pursuing a man who is already emotionally tied to another woman.